Hello, hello. All right, let's get started here. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the new moon that we have tonight in Cancer. So lots and lots of feels going to be coming up. So the new moon in Cancer tonight is also square Jupiter. So the spiritual meaning of the new moon, astrology relates to personal and spiritual growth. Hello. Spiritual growth through discipline, self-discipline, and moderation. So that's going to be a big theme coming up in the next little while until the next new moon. Hello, hello. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Christina. So this new moon brings tests of character associated with excess. So there is a tendency to go a little bit overboard. So just because of the Jupiter aspect. So just be a little bit careful. Don't go into fear. Don't worry about it, but just be very mindful. But with the extremely fortunate Venus sextile Jupiter, it forms an aspect pattern that opens up great opportunities for learning and development. So it's a good opportunity to dig in, to open up some of those courses and some of that learning that you have on the back burner that you've been meaning to do. Personal material and spiritual growth are made more likely with this new moon. Very, very good information. So the sun is conjunct the moon, representing the end of one cycle and the beginning of another new 28-day cycle. It gives an invigorating burst of energy and initiative, but it also brings emotional balance. So there's going to be, because it's in Cancer, there is a lot of emotions that are going to come up, and I think that some of us spend a lot of time trying not to feel the feels. So if you're noticing that you're feeling, or you're not even necessarily feeling more, you're more aware, there's more awareness of it, you can thank Cancer for that. A small learning triangle is an aspect pattern made of a red square, a blue sextile, and a green semi-sextile, which I know sounds a little crazy if you're not into astrology. It is a learning or development figure in which the green plays an important role. It brings the third point. It brings the third point of view into the equation, which, for better or worse, supersedes the polarized thinking of the red and blue aspects. So lots of good aspects going on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, my video is crashing. The new moon square Jupiter is like a double-edged sword. It can make you feel extremely confident, proud, lucky, and optimistic. It can bring good luck and success, but also loss and embarrassment. So just again, with that feeling, it's going to be a powerful feeling for some of us, depending on the alignment with our natal chart. We just want to be careful and not with fear. The manner in which you express your exuberance is critical in determining the result. So moderation is the word that keeps coming up for me, is moderation. So anything that you're going into that you want to do with excess, you want to bring in some moderation. So the new moon semi-sextile Venus makes you more affectionate and loving. It has a calming and harmonious influence on relationships. It encourages unity and unconditional love and makes you more forgiving and understanding. Negotiations and business dealings should be amicable. So if you're thinking of making a big decision, it should be a good influence. So Venus sextile Jupiter during this new moon makes you more optimistic, generous, cheerful, relaxed, and playful. Increased tenderness, passion, and charisma make it especially good for love relationships. However, this aspect can also give a tendency towards overindulgence, excess, and sugarcoating of unpleasant realities. So linked to the new moon in square Jupiter, it becomes even more important to remember moderation and self-discipline. So Cancer is one for, oops, 1 second here. And those of you that are new to this, if you private message me, my video keeps crashing. Forgive me while I stumble through all of this. I just need to bring up something here that I wasn't ready with. There we go. No. Oh, what are you doing? There we go. All right, so Cancer is the nurturing of the zodiac, having tough exteriors, but once inside, there is a depth and softness, not to everything done. So that's going to be highlighted during this new moon. Oh, there it is. Once again, in a Cancer's inner circle, they will be fiercely protective and nurturing. So one of the things that we're going to want to look into during this this new moon is how we can nurture ourselves, how we can nurture those that we love, also loving boundaries. Being from the 4th house brings a knowledge of past lives and karma in a way no other zodiac can possess. Vulnerability and emotional intimacy is a Cancer superpower. Deep connection is the human drive we all possess, and Cancers embody it naturally. There can be an appearance of passiveness from a Cancer, but this is because they understand emotional endeavors in a way none of the other zodiacs can. So they are masters of their emotions. Big time masters of their own emotions. So those of you that have given me your birth time, so if you want me to do a live interpretation, you need to private message me your place you were born, the city you were born, the time you were born, like the time of day, the year, like all of your info for zodiacs. So I don't know if I have you in here, Melanie. Let me have a look. Let's see. No, I don't think I have you in here. So just giving you guys an opportunity if you guys want to send a message. And then once I've done the live interpretations, we can jump into the ceremony. And the ceremony will be under rituals and the guides. We have a new moon PDF print off. So you can use that. Oh, Jessica's here. Okie dokie, Jessica. For some reason, I'm not getting anything. I have a lot of people in here. Let me just find you. There you are. Just 1 second. Rachel's. Okay, Rachel, I'll do yours in just 1 second here. I have too many tabs open. Okay, where is it? Oh, there we go. Alright, so your moon is in the 7th house. Relationships, balance, fairness, equality, and soul agreements, Jessica. So we're going to be looking at, hi Sarah, you're going to be more affected emotional wise in your relationships. So looking at how you can create deeper connections, more balance and fairness and equality in all of your relationships, not just your partnership. For yourself. So boundaries is a word that comes up for me for that one. And then I will get Rachel put in here. And that way, Rachel, whenever I do these, I can look you up easily. You're welcome. So we will be going through the new moon ritual after this. So that's where you're going to want to focus, Jessica, is in your relationships. What do you want to manifest in your relationships? What kind of boundaries? All that kind of stuff. All the good stuff. The vulnerable good stuff. Okay, Rachel, you're next. You beautiful soul. So again, soul tribes, friendships, hopes, wishes, groups, and community. Specifically groups, but your hopes and your dreams. So this one's going to be a really powerful one for you. Rachel, you have a really, I was trying to ask if you're reading birth charts. I am, but you have to private message me your information. Don't put it on here just because it's very specific information. So just send me a private message, and I will input it into my astrology. So yes, I'm looking at your guys' natal charts in regards to the new moon tonight, and then we'll be going through an actual new moon ceremony. So those of you that don't have a pen and paper, you're going to want to run off and get one ready. But yes, so Rachel, it's in the 11th house is your transiting moon. So you're going to really want to look into your hopes and dreams. So this is a great and powerful opportunity to really focus on your manifestations and your goals, what it is that you want to create for the next year, the next 5 years even. If you don't have your goals written down, then this is going to be a powerful opportunity for you to kind of throw the ideas around and get thinking about it. I'm sorry it keeps kicking you out, Sarah. I'll wait for you to send me the birth time and such. I keep getting kicked out on my phone as well. I don't know why it keeps doing that. All right, so if you guys want a little interpretation, you just need to private message me your place you were born, the date you were born, the time you were born, like all your birth date information, including the time and the city you were born, just so that I can put it into my my astrology and look up your natal chart and give you a live interpretation of time. Jessica, can you tag Twinny just because we all know that she's being Tarzan somewhere? You're welcome. So keep that in mind, Rachel, when we're doing the ritual. If you haven't already, you can print it off after, but I'm going to go through the whole thing anyways. Yeah, I'm only my friend. I've never had an issue before. It's probably my internet connection. I've done everything that I can in this house to make it better, but sometimes it kicks in and out. Specifically right now because there is some solar flares going on, and you can see that in the Schumann resonance. The spikes that are going on sometimes reflect solar weather. So when that happens a lot, it kind of it interrupts technology and stuff like internet. So thank you, because I know she's gonna want one. Also, while I'm waiting, I shall, oh, there we go. I got it, Sarah, I got it. Okay, add you. All right, Sarah, yours is say in the 4th and house, so it's going to be 4th and 5th house, Sarah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Twinny. You don't have to be on the live if it's too much. So I'm going to go with the 4th house is just my intuitive feeling, Sarah. Feelings, childhood, memories. So I feel like this is going to be a powerful opportunity for you to do some really deep healing, to really kind of dig into some of those subconscious things. So when we go through the new moon ceremony, you can kind of dig into what it is that you want to manifest moving forward, keeping in mind some of those inner child healing things that you want to accomplish. So that would be a really good thing to dig into. And then that also verges on creativity, joy, happiness, bliss, romance, and pleasures. But I feel like number 4, maternal, so your mother's side, any of those kind of things, is going to be the 4th house. Miss Mary Wilkinson. There, I think you're really high up because I would have done your chart. Yeah. Still have to change your spelling. All right, this transiting new moon is in the 9th house for you. So spiritual, religious, higher education, philosophy, legal matters, and long distance travel is going to be where you want to manifest your energies at. Moving forward using the new moon ceremony. So you don't have to dig right in. Tonight, I realize there's probably a lot going on. I'm not sure how close you are with them, but sending you so much love, because I know regardless you're probably hurting for them. Anybody else before I get into other stuff? So also tonight we have Neptune moving retrograde. It's in 25 degrees Pisces, and this will end on December 3rd at 22 degrees Pisces. Neptune retrograde is generally associated with stripping away the illusions, dreams, and false realities that have clouded our visions. So this one's going to be, why does it keep doing that? Okay, thanks, 20. After this, we can do a little Reiki boost. How about that? Where was I? Oh, yes. So Neptune retrogrades, it happens every year. So it's a common thing, but it's kind of one of those periods once it starts that anything that we were using that was clouding our reality is kind of going to be removed. So things can be a little bit more eye-opening. So this gives you the ability to follow your intuition, to know what you need to achieve, to turn your dreams into reality. So it's actually a really good thing. We like it. When a planet, any of the planets in the solar system start turning retrograde, and for those of you that don't know what retrograde is, it's the appearance of it going backwards. So all of the planets do it. Most commonly that everybody is referred to, that they hear because it happens more often, is Mercury retrograde. So it gives the appearance that it's moving backwards for a specific amount of time. And when it does this, instead of being an external energy, it turns into an internal energy. So Neptune is going to affect you internally for this time period. All right, Neptune retrograde is a regular cycle lasting 160 days every year during the opposition to the sun. With all of our outer planets, it causes less concern than the rarer inner planet retrogrades. Neptune is retrograde 40% of the time compared to Mars at 9% of the time and Venus at only 7% of the time. Transiting Neptune retrograde can internalize your fears and anxieties by stripping away the illusions, dreams, and false realities that have clouded your visions. The destruction of your fantasy world will show you the harsh realities you sought to avoid at some stage in past. And I think that the reason that this is said is sometimes we create certain cognitive dissonances where we just kind of choose not to see something just because it's a little easier. And during this transit, those kind of things kind of poke at you a little bit, and it's not for a bad thing. It's nothing negative. It always brings on healing, because at this point you can't avoid it. So let's finish here. The destruction of your fantasy world will show those harsh realities you sought to avoid at some stage in the past. Maybe you have kidded yourself about love or your financial system or your career, prospects or a relationship with a friend. All of these different kind of things, or things that you just tried your best to ignore, that kind of become a little bit more of a thorn in your behind. The further from the truth you have traveled, or more extreme your methods of escape, the bigger the shock. The truth of your reality is often slightly painful, and in some cases, the realization has always been there in your higher self, but it can be hard when you become vulnerable like that all of a sudden. The internalizing influence of retrograde motion means that you spend more time worrying about yourself and your own problems. So that's a good thing, because a lot of the time society has us focusing on everything but ourselves. So it's a good thing. Up until Christmas, there will be no avoiding things that need to be healed. So I see that as a very, very positive thing. So if you guys have pen and paper ready, give me a heart in the chat. And I shall wait till you guys are ready and we can go through a new moon ceremony. I shall light some I'll write some sage. Yeah, okay. Actually, twinning, you know who would be really good at sending Reiki would be Jessica Jones. With her Serenity Healings. Okay, Melanie's ready. I'm just going to cleanse energy before we get started here. There we go. I love the smell. Hey, Doug. Hey, how's it going? You're like, there's a fire.
There's a fire.
All right, pen and paper, ladies.
As long as the place ain't fucking burning down.
Oh, it's Palo Santo. We're good. No fire.
No fire.
You didn't miss anything, Mary. You just need to grab pen and paper.
I'm gonna what?
Oh, I'm doing a video.
Oh.
It's all good. So we've got Melanie Morrison ready to do the ceremony here. I'm gonna get started. Mary, you can grab your pen and paper if you want to do the ceremony with us. So new moon ritual. So first we're gonna do an intuition check-in, answer the questions without thinking too much about them. I don't want you guys to be overthinking, because overthinking really kind of clouds your intuition. So first thought, always first thought. What is something you have always wanted? So gonna write that down and give me a thumbs up when you're ready to go. Oh, friend of James, my roommate. His name's Dan. So first question that you're going to want to answer with your pen and paper is, what is something that you've always wanted? And give me a thumbs up when you've written it down. And for those of you that might be continuously getting kicked out of my video, I'm sorry, there's not much I can do about that. It is just the way the energies are going right now, so bear with me. Right, Melanie's ready. 20 will be close behind, I know that. Been working with her for a year, so I know she's always right there. What is something you have always wanted if prices were removed from the scenario? Sarah's good. And we want to think, like, if time and money and all those things were removed, what would we really want? None of this, well, I'll only want things that I can afford. Because we manifesting, baby. And those of you just hopping into the video, if you get kicked out, my apologies. Maybe try on a laptop. I'm having better luck on a laptop than I am with my phone. My phone, for whatever reason, keeps getting kicked out of the video. We're good, we're good. Just wait for Melanie, just because we went on to a second question. Oh, I'm gonna try that. Well, no, the whole reason I have the video is the comments. Can you repeat the question? Okay. It is, what is something you have always wanted if prices were removed from the scenario? So you can catch up because everybody else is ready to go here. And I'm just going to get out of the video because it ain't working on my phone, that's for sure. We happy, we happy. Okay, 20, we moving on. Actually, I'll wait one more second. I'm not gonna rush her. She's had an intense day. Let's send love and let her do her answer. I'm just a raring to go. Any thumbs up when you're done, and we'll move on. There we go. Okay. What is one thing you would be willing to sacrifice to have the thing you most desire? So with the law of attraction, there is always something that you're giving up, be it time, be it persistence, dedication. There's always some kind of sacrifice that you have to make to make space. So when you think of manifesting, sometimes it's healing. So in healing, we're giving up pain, we're giving up, just as an example, in order to make space in our energetic field for that to come towards us. You all good now? So again, repeat the question. What is one thing you would be willing to sacrifice to have the thing you most desire? Oh, Mary's good now. Okay, we'll let you guys all think into it. There is no rush here. I want you guys to really have a good ceremony here. This is a really powerful manifestation moon, so lots and lots of energies working behind. New moons are typically a manifestation. They kind of carry new energy, new what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, everybody's good now. If situations and circumstances were removed, would you be willing to go after what you most desire? If situation and circumstances were removed, would you be willing to go after what you most desire? Jessica wrote, yes. I'm just teasing. It should be a quick answer. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Okay, there we go. Has fear been an obstacle to you going after what you most desire? If so, why? I'm just laughing because that's totally what we've been working on. It's moving through fear. Absolutely. But you've just been smashing through it. Maybe a little bit like the Lion King, but we all start out that way. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Just waiting for Sarah and Mary. We got Mary and Sarah Lynn. I did. So the last question was, has fear been an obstacle to you going after what you most desire? If so, why? No rush. I think next time I'm going to start doing these much more often. Hi, Annie. I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my Zoom now for the moon ceremonies, just because that way we can participate. You can ask questions. It's much more hands-on, especially full moons, because we really want it to be more like a circle. And then I'll broadcast into the group here. So that's what's going to happen. We do a new moon manifestation. Jump in. Yes, fear has been an obstacle. Okay. And we're just going to wait for Sarah to catch up here because she keeps getting kicked out. It's just the energies right now. We've got a big solar flare that was just coming through, so a geomagnetic storm, and that really quite affects the internet and devices. In here. Just closing it. Okay, there we go. All right, moving on. So we have lots of divinity tools that we can use for new moons and full moons. Crystals for manifestation, clear quartz. In the metaphysical world, clear quartz crystals are the supreme gift of Mother Earth. Even the smallest is imbued with the properties of the master healer teacher. Let me find one. Some examples. Let me see. Oh yeah, click out of your video. There we go. So if you don't have any of those, no problem, but we'll go over some of them if you do have them. Ancients believed these stones to be alive, taking a breath once every 100 years or so, and many cultures thought them to be incarnations of the divine. Today's healers agree, believing crystals are living beings because everything is made of energy, so they emit a very powerful energy, incredibly old and wise, and willing to communicate when an individual is open and ready to receive. Wearing, carrying, or meditating with a clear quartz crystal opens the mind and heart to higher guidance, allowing the realm of spirit to be transmitted and translated into the world of physical form. Mary, if you want to chime in on any manifestation crystals that you have learned from your course, please do so. I am inviting you to do so. Resonating at the level of an individual's need, clear quartz also amplifies whatever energy or intent is programmed into it and continues to broadcast that energy throughout the world into the etheric realms. This may accelerate the fulfillment of one's prayers, intensify healing or spiritual growth, or simply allow the crystal to hold a pattern of energy long enough and strongly enough for the manifestation of a goal to occur. Carnelian. So let me see if I have a carnelian. I don't. It would have been a little tiny bead. Let me see. I believe this one's going to be next, so you might as well pull it out now. Sugar. No carnelian. I only have carnelian beads and they're not here, so. Ooh, I know. I'll put my shiny bait under my phone. Let's see if that helps. I think it shall. So carnelian is an orange crystal, and it is a crystal of action, overcoming procrastination or indecision. It encourages one to stop waiting for dreams to appear and stimulates the courage to embrace change and divine will to begin to make one's highest goals happen. Carnelian encourages an awareness of the connection between the emotional state and the inner condition of the self. It promotes a spiritual energy conductive to awakening one's talents and perceptions of surroundings. And last but not least, I found my clear quartz necklace today. Yeah, woohoo! And then last but not least, do I have a better crystal to show this? Yes, this one will show. Citrine. So you can see the yellow. Natural citrine. I just made up a crystal. Citrine. Natural citrine is a premier stone of manifestation, imagination, and personal will, carrying the power of the sun. It is warm and comforting, energizing and life-giving. It stimulates the chakras like the sunlight of spring, cleaning the mind and stirring the soul to action. Its frequency awakens creativity and imagination and sustains the process of transforming dreams and wishes into tangible form. With its pure yellow energy, citrine encourages the fullness of life, fresh beginnings, and new pursuits. Seems to be helping having the shungite underneath my phone. Citrine, yes, it is one of my favorites. If you are looking to manifest, I definitely would get out your citrine if you do have it. Alright, so moving on to clarity. Pen and paper, everybody that's new and joining the video. Part of what stands in the way of us manifesting what we want is lack of clarity. You need to become aligned with what it is you desire. You need to embody the energy of who you are once you have what you are wanting to manifest. You can't do this properly until you are crystal clear what it is you want to manifest. Write down what you desire in as much detail as you can. Allow your imagination to connect with who you are once you have what you want to manifest. So I want you to write down, and your goal, when we're creating goals, we don't want to be creating goals that we think, if this and this aligned, then I could get what I was trying to manifest. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create a goal that excites you, a goal that scares you a little bit, a goal that you really don't know how you're going to get there, because that's where you're going to achieve the most growth. That's where you're going to stay emotionally aligned with it, because it has a power behind it. So you're going to write your goal as if you are that person, as if you already have it. So write it in that tense, not as if it's in the future, as if you're grateful because you already have it. I said clear quartz, carnelian, and citrine. And Mary Wilkinson is going to type out any other manifestation crystals. She just is in the midst of finishing up a powerful crystal course. So I'm just touching on the ones that I know are really powerful, and those are the ones that I resonate with. So clear quartz, carnelian, and citrine, specifically citrine. Carnelian too, so carnelian and citrine, clear quartz for sure, but it's also, clear quartz is really good to pair with any crystals because it amplifies the crystal that it's beside. So again, write down, I'm just going to copy and paste it. There you go. And thumbs up when you guys are good. No rush. Ooh, black tourmaline, black obsidian. Those are good ones. Black obsidian. I got you somewhere. Here. There's black obsidian. That's okay. Those are good suggestions. Thanks, Twinny. And for those of you that really want to get into this on a personal note, you can print off in the guide section under rituals is New Moon Ritual PDF print off of exactly what we're doing now. And you can get more deep into it as you do it after this. But you are literally doing it with us right now. Tiger's Eye, yes, grounding is a very good one. And moving forward, there will be, I'm going to be more planned out about the moons. So new moons and full moons, I will be doing via Zoom. So you will get the link the day before or the day of, probably the day of. You'll get the link the day of in the event that I create, and you can join me in a Zoom, and we'll go through rituals and personal readings and such. But it will also be streamed live, so you can see it, but you can hop in and out as you need to. That way, just I'm going to be spending a lot more time and energy in this group. I really want to, now that the Phoenix Transformations and Quantum Healing course mentorship is done, as of tomorrow is our last lesson. I have a lot more time on my hands, so I'm going to be spending a lot more time like I used to, doing rituals, doing inspired messages and whatnot, healing circles, that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for those kind of little nuggets. That's the word I was looking for, nugget. Okay, so we've got Jessica and Rachel are good. Ooh, pyrite. And those of you that are new to the group, you want to be checking out the guide section. So also the topics. So the topics are going to be the hashtags that are basically little tags that you can look up for the interest that you're looking for. So you're going to use those if you're looking for astrology, or you're going to use those if you're looking for Schumann resonance, or you're going to use those if you're looking for psychology, or whatever it is that you are hoping to look up in this group. You can easily find by using the hashtags, the topics. It's called topics. If you use the guides, it'll actually tell you how to use the group. The guides is a tab at the top of the group, and I have prepared the 21-day challenge, the 21-day affirmations challenge, the 31-day movement challenge, the clean living challenge is coming after this. I will be uploading it. So all of our past events and challenges that we've done, you will have access to. It also has a free Mind Body Soul Healing's free offerings, but it's not just for me, it'll be for anybody else that puts anything on. You will have links in there that we want to support and offer to people. There is a very extensive healing and psychology guide that will take you through a lot of posts that have a lot of knowledge, because that's where you're going to get the most healing, is in understanding how your body works and your mind. Rose quartz, amethyst, rhodonite, green aventurine come to mind. My mind was off. You're so silly, Twinny. Okay, so we've got Rachel, Melanie, Jessica, ready to go. Just waiting for Sarah. What else are we waiting for? Okay, that's everyone, right? Yes. Mary's good. All right, lack of clarity breeds indecision and overwhelm. To stop this from happening, let's ensure you are very clear on all the details. So what do you want to manifest? Just not a huge novel. We're just looking for clarity. She is on fire, right? And she's not even functioning at her regular level because she's had a really draining day. Yes, if there's one thing that Mary Wilkinson is good at, it's crystals. So those of you, if you want a manifestation bracelet, get a hold of Mary Wilkinson. She makes beautiful, beautiful high vibing crystals, because she gets nothing but authentic crystals. So some people you can buy crystal bracelets from, and they're like beads from Amazon and whatnot, and Mary sources like nothing but the best. Also beautiful authentic charms that are I think they're sterling silver. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, Twinny. So you could literally get a manifestation bracelet made if you know the circumference of your wrist is the right word. Oh, I snorted. Good job, Jennean. My Annie but Annie. Yes, they are amazing bracelets. She's very talented. Yes, sterling silver spacers and charms. Yes, so you can pick up charms and whatnot as well. All right, looks like we've got everybody. We're just looking for Melanie and Sarah, and then we can move on. Oof, that felt good. I think Sarah, oh, there she is. Okay, next question. Why do you want it? And I'm just gonna, Sarah, for your sake, because I know that you're getting kicked in and out, I will be typing them in the comments. Hopefully that helps. Why do you want it? Have you thought of that? Yeah, I don't want you. I understand how frustrating that can be when we're getting kicked in and out of a video that we actually want to do. Used to happen to me too. Now I'm more doing the videos, but happy new moon. Beautiful. We are doing our ceremony right now. Mary's ready. Put a thumbs up for Mary. Melanie's ready. Here we go. And the purpose of this is we really want to kind of think into these things, because sometimes when we're setting goals, we aren't getting clear as to like why. Rachel's ready. Rachel, very impressive. Doing the inner child healing and emotional balance all at once. I found that very, very amazing. I did send you a private message just because I wanted to connect with you. I was very drawn to you, so I had to say hi. Okay, so I think we're everybody but Jessica. Oh my god, you can stream live for 8 hours. That's crazy. think the longest I've streamed was 4 hours. Jessica's good. Where is it going to happen? So where is it happening? Where is it taking place, this goal? When you teleport yourself to that situation as if it has already been achieved, yeah, no rush. I just didn't want you to think that I was being creepy or anything. I'm like, hey, it's me. Hello. Yeah, at your own convenience. I find you so, like, I'm so impressed. Got kicked out. We are at, where is this happening? And you guys can kind of see the streams of the Schumann resonance, which is those graphs. What is the question is, where is this happening? So when we're thinking of the dream achieved, the dream achieved, or your goal achieved, where is it happening? So you want to get really vivid as to the goal. Teacher in you. Yeah, it got me all amped up. I love that. It's such a good feeling. I'm very much like that too. I'm like, I have to know all the things. How come? How come? Why? What is that? What's the, like, I always love to know, like, the when someone gives a tip, that's a big thing in the spiritual community. When someone gives a tip, I really like to look at their, like, the knowledge in the back. I'm kind of scientific in that way. Like, that's why I do so many things about how the brain works, just so people understand, because that's how my brain works, is I want to know the things. I sound like Jessica now. That's cute. Okay, Rachel's ready. Melanie's ready. Sarah. Just gonna wait a little bit for Jess and then we can move on. And then we'll do our new moon angel card reading. One more question to answer. All right. So last question, how does it feel to have it? How do you feel inside? Really get clear. Me second guessing myself there. Those of you that do have a printer, you can print off the new moon ritual and jump into the oracle reading section. Okay, we got 2 done. Sarah, beautiful Sarah Lynn. Beautiful Mary. Just waiting for Rachel. And this part, you guys can, if you have your own oracle deck, you can feel free to do your own after, but we'll do one for this reading specifically. Feels like I can accomplish anything. Feels like I can accomplish anything. You can. You literally can. Okay, Rachel's ready. All right, we're going into the oracle reading section. So this is, use this card spread to gain clarity on what you are manifesting this full moon. The more clarity you gain, the stronger your manifestations will be. So card number 1 for all of us here. And this one's going to be a bit generalized just because it's for all of us. Yes, right? Wholeheartedly. Holy, okay. Here's card number 1. Can you guys hear me okay? Or should I put my headphones in? Look like a cat if I do that though. There we go. Oh, Neptune popped out. Of course Neptune popped out. I'm doing the Astro, Star Code Astro, so that's funny that popped out. You can't even make that up. Okay, sound great. Thank you guys. One second. Okay. All right, first card. Let's see if I can do this so that you can see it better. There we go. So we've got Midhaven. $36. Inventory your professional reputation and ask what you can do to strengthen it. Update your website, look at your definition of success, and make sure it is your own. Actually makes you happy and is not one that you have inherited from your family or mentors. Think about the training you've received from the authorities and notice where it still serves you and where you need to release their preconceptions and step into something bigger. You may need to go back to hidden dreams or reawaken an ambition that may not make sense to anybody else. If you choose not to seek your sense of accomplishment as reflected in the outside world, your midhaven can speak of the quieter sense of personal authority. This is your life. Define the mountaintop for yourself. Take the next step in direction. And then the next card is Neptune, which is retrograde today. There we go, now you can see it. These cards are so pretty. 26. Pray, meditate, intuit, use your divination, rest and dream, activate the right side of your brain, and step out of sequential logic into the sense of the infinite. Engage ceremony and ritual. Find a dream or vision and bring it back here to manifest. Because Neptune invokes both intuition and imagination, it can blur the boundaries between the two. It is all too easy to believe that what you want or what you are afraid of is in fact reality, which can make it easy for others to manipulate you by playing to your hopes and fears. Take each step with care. Working with Neptune is like walking in the fog. You can see the present moment clearly. It's just the future and the past that get lost in the hopes and fears. If your world feels too harsh, or if you're feeling easily overwhelmed, tend to your sensitive antennae. Pray rather than worry. Neptune speaks to our psychic permeability, encouraging us to soak up our surroundings. Use that to your advantage and choose your surroundings carefully. Meditate with a group. Tune into the trees and earth beneath, the sky above, or sacred sites. Immerse yourself in whatever feeds you. So again, like having Neptune going retrograde is going to lift that fog. So we're going to be seeing all the things. And then last we've got Scorpio. Scorpio is number 8. Drop assumptions and ask questions. Be fascinated by a mystery. Dive deep into the well rather than settle for the surface. Look under rocks and be curious, as this situation is going to require some research. Take nothing at face value. Probe the conscious and unconscious patterns that motivate this situation. So subconscious, we want to be looking into our subconscious mind. Be aware of the dynamics in the room and what role they play. Look at the worst case scenario. Don't look at the worst case scenario, and then feel safe enough to search for the best case scenario. Be ready to transform and transmute the situation. Distill the essence, concentrate. Play your cards close to your chest. It's time to gather information, get the facts, work with that material, and introspect. Listen to both the facts and to your own intuition rather than to other people's opinions. Share only when you are ready. Appreciate moments alone. So I feel like what we're being told to do is really get into your manifestations, but also don't share them so loudly that you're inviting other people to really kind of inject fear is the feeling that I get with this. So guard your manifestations. Guard those little dreams. That's not what I meant to say. Guard those big dreams, and keep them safe until the time comes when it's time to share it with others. Just be careful. You want a community like us where it's a sacred space where you are allowed to share and not worry about people stomping on that dream. And in the moon ritual, you are provided with a what and where is the subconscious. So the subconscious, your subconscious mind, are you asking like what the subconscious mind is? I just want to be careful before I launch into a big thing that I'm addressing your question correctly, Malia. Every time I say your name, it makes me think of Chris when he was like, what did he say? Malia? Malia. Yes. So look at it like our brain is divided in half. And the upper half of our brain is our conscious, I always say conscience, conscious reasoning state of our brain where we logically know everything. The bottom part of our brain is where our subconscious lies, and our subconscious is programmed from 0 to 7, ages 0 to 7. So all of those things that the subconscious is what causes our heart to beat. It's very autopilot. So just like a pilot gets into and programs the destination, so does the subconscious mind works the same way. So I actually don't know how my name is meant to be pronounced. So you look at your subconscious mind as your autopilot. You don't think about it. So it causes your heart to beat without you thinking heartbeat, heartbeat, heartbeat. Same with your breath, same with your body temperature, and the list goes on of all the things that it causes you to do without using your conscious mind. So it also is an emotional state. It's programmed with beliefs. So all of those beliefs from 0 to 7, when your conscious mind was not quite developed yet, you were just completely open for your subconscious mind, and that's where you decided what the world was like. And those are the circumstances that keep you in your autopilot. So the subconscious mind is comes out in dreams. So when you do a dream interpretation, it kind of gives you a little insight into what's going on in your subconscious mind. That's where you take one step forward and then end up right back in the same position. That's your autopilot of your subconscious mind. And you've got to think that once we, from 0 to 7, we get this autopilot started, we reinforce it every time, because a lot of the times some of us are very lucky and our autopilot program is very wide and it's very positive, but some of us, we've decided that the world isn't, have a good night, Melanie. We've decided that the world isn't a safe place or anything like that, and that all the circumstances after that throughout our life has created a program that's very enforced about that. Malia. That's how I said it, right? So you have your crystal grid. Now we're going to move into inspired action. So mark down your paper 1 to 10. What are 10 things you can start doing today in the near future to bring you closer to your desire? I won't write that down. What are 10 things you can start doing today to bring you closer to your desire? You are probably going to get a little bit of pushback for this, and your brain wants to just go, I don't know. I don't know. But that's your subconscious mind going, we don't grow. I'm here for your survival. I make your heart beat so that you stay alive. I make you breathe so you stay alive. I keep your temperature in a happy place so you stay alive. And the same with these beliefs. I've developed them so that you stay alive. When you move into growth, that tells the subconscious mind you're not safe. So when we start developing these ideas of what you can do, you are going to have all kinds of things that it does. Yes, I will get much further into explanations of how the brain works, specifically with trauma and our regulation systems and whatnot. Just as we move on, as you see, we have changed the name from Phoenix Transformations to the Quantum Healing Transformation Community of Learning. So we are rebranding the group, not the business, just the group, just because I feel like it's time for a quantum leap. So here we are, we're creating this group to be more of a learning and community space that's a sacred space for everybody to learn. So I'm going to be showing up a lot more live. My Ceremonies and whatnot that take interaction are going to be done on Zoom, just because it'll be easier to put your hand up and ask questions, and then I will stream them from Zoom live to the group. So you guys, thumbs up when you're ready, but 1 to 10, what are 10 things that you can do to start moving you towards that goal that we've been writing down? Yes. It is specifically designed to keep you where you are. So anytime you start pushing towards manifestation, the reason that you haven't achieved it is you felt fear, you felt overwhelmed, you felt like all those negative inner thoughts. These are all techniques that your subconscious mind deploys to keep you in that autopilot, because it was told throughout your life and reinforced that this is financially where we stay because we stay safe. This is where we stay financially because this is where what we believe we're worthy of. So this is where we stay. We don't grow because growing is unknown. Okay, 20, can you give me some insight, please? A hint. Okay, so you can either private message me or message me in here telling me what it is that you want to manifest, and I can give you some ideas of what you can do to move towards it. Number one that I can give without knowing anybody's goal per se is organization. So organization, specifically towards your goal, is going to remove the feelings of overwhelm. So if we're left to our own mind and our own devices, if we haven't organized and project planned our goals out throughout the year, they feel like mountains, like Mount Everest, when they're specifically just a small little hiking trail. But we don't know the difference because we don't see it in front of us. When we see it with our eyes written down and organized, it takes away that feeling of panic. Phew, that was tough, but I have 11 things because I thought of one more. Yeah! Awesome, Sarah. 11 things is good. That's impressive. 10 things that can be really hard. Another idea, 20, is we can declutter. We can use persistence is another really good way to get towards your goals. So persistence in small things, because when we start training ourselves, we're creating neural pathways when we're which are pathways, and we have this ability until the day that we die to create new pathways in how our brain fires. So when we do these small rituals and doing a whole challenge, in telling ourselves that we're going to get up at a specific time and staying to that and sticking to it. When we say we're going to do an exercise plan and we do it completely, we're training our brain with the neural pathways that we begin something and end something, and it also increases our self-confidence. Does that help a little bit, or do you want me to keep going? So Sarah's good. We've got Sarah good. And then we're going to move into the actual. Yes, I added those. I love to be organized and declutter, especially around the new moon. Oh, I love your intuitive nature. I find myself cleaning and not even realizing when it is. Then realize after that I've found more things in my space I don't need. That's good, because every time that you declutter, every time you give something away or you get rid of it, donate it, whatever, you're making space for new. No, that's great. Thank you. Okay, thumbs up. I know Sarah's good, so thumbs up for everybody else that is good. There's no rush. And I already see I'm going to have to edit this. This was taken from my Taurus new moon, and I edited it to be a more general moon ritual, but I still have the word Taurus in there. So by next new moon, I will have it fully edited up so that it is tickety-boo. Deconditioning is a great way to get closer to your manifestations. You were looking to experience it. Exactly. I've had to realize that lately in my friendship circles. Yes, when we spiritually evolve, a lot of the time, it's not because we don't love somebody, it's because our boundaries change, our self-confidence changes, our growth changes, our vibration changes. And not everybody is meant to stay in our lives for an entire lifetime. Sometimes they're meant to be only for a certain period of time. So it can be really tough, that part. For sure. I've experienced a lot of that actually, and some of them were really painful. So Mary's good, Jessica's good, Rachel's good. I think Melanie left because it was getting late. Mary, I think, is good. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on. So to the actual new moon ritual. Change the way you're thinking, yes. Use this guide to perform your new moon ritual. New moons always represent the start of a new lunar cycle. They are a time where energy draws inward. We can use this inward flow of energy to retreat within, to reflect, but also to think about what we wish to draw into our lives as well. So painful, but made me realize who I want in my life, be more mindful as well. That's beautiful. I love that. Under the new moon, we may find ourselves feeling a little all over the place, but if we can remember to use this flow of inward energy, we may find ourselves feeling more grounded and present under this opening of this new lunar cycle. So what you will need for the moon ritual is an aura cleansing tool of choice, herb sticks, incense, crystals, so sage, Palo Santo, any of those kind of things. Your pen and paper, a candle, and a cup of tea. So number one, tidy up, cleanse, and protect. It is a good idea to get organized, declutter, Sarah, and tidy up. This idea of detoxing and removing anything that no longer serves you with a space cleanse. This could be as simple as tidying up, the organization of a sock drawer, a clear out of an email inbox, or a deep clean of your entire home. Consider cleansing and tidying as a ritual process of letting go and giving yourself the gift of more space. Finish the process by carrying out a smoke cleanse with the dried rosemary. You can use sage or Palo Santo instead. Remember to open a window to ventilate the space, as it is believed that the smoke takes away any negative energy as it leaves through the window. Right? I love that you were like, I already do this. So that's step one. And you guys are going to do this after, but I'm going to take you right through the whole ritual. You're going to light your candle. Prepare your space by lighting your candle/candles. Rituals are about setting the energy of your space. Call the angels. Now set the powerful intention to manifest what was clarified above, and call the angels. I call upon Archangel Michael to please surround me now with his protection, only letting in love, light, high intentions, and high vibrations. Please dissolve all lower level frequencies and cut all hooks, ties, cords, and attachments. I call upon Archangel Haniel to assist me in my manifestations, adding power and purity. I call upon Archangel Metatron to help assist in harnessing the energies and claim my inner healer. Embody the essence of Cancer. So Cancers are all about emotions, like I was saying before. Here, I'll bring it up again. PQRST, PQRST. There we go. So Cancer is the nurturing. So what can you nurture in your life? Having tough exteriors, but what's inside is a depth of softness to everything done. Once in a Cancer's inner circle, they have a fierce protective nature. So what can you nurture in your life? What can you be more vulnerable about? What can you bring in? Deep connection. So what are 5 ways, and I've got to edit this, what are 5 ways you can bring in the energy of Cancer? What are 5 ways you can nurture? What are 5 ways you can open to vulnerability? What are 5 ways you can create deep connection? And I'll get this all edited up if you guys just give me like 10 minutes after we end this live. I will re-upload this into our guides. I was going too quickly. I was too excited this weekend when I was uploading everything that I didn't notice that I didn't change it from the last time I used it. Thumbs up when you guys are ready. So those 5 things, you want to just pick one of those things. So what is one way that, because we're going to go in deeper, so what is one way that you can nurture yourself? What is one way you can create vulnerability, space for vulnerability? And what's one way you can create deep connection? We don't want to do these all in the 5 because there's 3 different sections here in the ritual. Okay, so you're gonna write 5, I'll do it more structured here. That's my bad because I didn't edit the new moon thing. Okay, so what are 5 ways that you plan to bring more nurturing into your life? Be it with other people or yourself. Five things that you plan to bring in more nurturing into your life with yourself and others. Rachel, if you're ready, you can go on to what are 5 things that you can do to deepen vulnerability into your life and emotional intimacy. should be easy peasy because you did the emotional regulations and co-regulations course on my website, so. So that next thing is 5 things that you can do to bring in vulnerability and emotional intimacy. Okay, I kicked out again. I can just watch later. It's all good. Lastly is, what are 5 things that you can create deep transformation with? No, deep connection. How can you deepen your connection in life? To yourself. Let's look at it that way. Introspection. I'm just going to bring up my lesson because it's not edited. So again guys, give me about 15 minutes after we end this video and I will re-upload the properly edited version of my PDF. I overseen a few things. Excuse me. So again, I'm going to be doing the next new moon in a Zoom. I will be streaming it live, but I will not be paying attention to your comments. So you can follow along through the live video, or you can jump in the Zoom new moon and full moon. The full moon will be coming up first, but I will re-edit this so that you guys have a proper version, because it does take you through the interpretation of how it's affecting you. But I did the live interpretations for you guys already, so that's part of the ritual for yourself to get in the habit of doing. We got Rachel, just waiting for Mary. Good, Mary? Yep, there she is. Looks like I could feel it. Okay, so finally, step 6. Close your ceremony by taking your manifestations and putting them somewhere out of view in the southeast area of your home. Sage your space and blow out your candle. Don't forget to create your manifestation water to charge your crystals with the new moon. And to charge your crystals with this new moon. That ends the new moon ritual. Thanks for being a part of this powerful ceremony, and we look forward to more moon astrology in the future. So I will edit this up for you guys, but again, that's going to be the southeast area of your home. We're using some feng shui there, little feng shui energy, and just find somewhere to put it out of view. If you cannot do that, then find a mirror or a picture and tape it on the back of it, and you will go revisit it by the next new moon and see how subconscious this kind of stuff is. Putting it behind a mirror or putting it behind a picture or something that you know it's there subconsciously, so you think about it subconsciously every time you go by it. Oh, you had put a thumbs up earlier, sorry. I lose track of the thumbs ups. That's why it's going to be so much easier just to see you guys stop writing, because that's how I'm used to doing it in class anyways there, Twinny. So Jessica and Twinny, if it's not too late, we can hop in a Zoom and I will get you guys ready for the checklist for tomorrow for our project planning. So thank you everybody for joining for this ritual. I'm going to first quickly edit and re-upload the new moon for those of you guys that want to lean into it. But you guys have done a really good job already with creating and getting into what it is that you want to create. And once you get into these ceremonies, you can kind of start going for smaller goals and becoming more clear. And the more clear you get, the more they start to manifest a little bit easier. So love you guys. Thank you for your time and effort and joining me. I will be doing these kind of things a lot more, so you'll see me live. I will try to do my best to create events for it, for you guys to know what's coming up. But there will be a lot of live videos that will just be inspirational things, messages that I'm channeling that are coming through and being given to me. And if I don't do them while I'm thinking of them, they just float away. So have a great evening, happy new moon, and Neptune retrograde.